Well, hi, everybody. My name's Michelle Prince, and I'm so excited to be here today and share with you what I call the power of authority. I love this topic. I'm passionate about it. And authority, the power of authority is actually a little bit of a play on words, and that is you can't spell authority without author. So we're going to be talking about your story and how, as a woman, how do you really use that story as leverage to build your brand, build your platform, and ultimately make a bigger difference. So again, my name's Michelle Prince, a little bit of my background, but then I want to just dive right in. So I started my career working for Zig Ziglar really right out of college. Everything that I do, everything that I teach, and everything about my business is founded on his principles of personal development and leadership. And my story, kind of evolved through the years. I started working for him, and then I decided to go a different way. I decided to go into software sales and spent about 13 years there. It was in 2009 that I decided to write a book and share my story. And that is kind of part of how I know what the power of authority can do, because just by telling my story and putting it out there in a way to help more people, it not only did that, but it also built this additional platform, which is why we're talking about this today. So what can the power of authority do for you? Well, first of all, if you're in business, which I know you are, anything that you can do as a business owner to get your clients to know, like, and trust you is going to help you. And when you share your story, when people know the backstory, why did you get into business? Why do you do what you do? Why are you so passionate about what you're passionate about? All of those things bring people to you. And so it will 100%, I can assure you, grow your business when you build your authority. But the other reason is, if you're looking to stand out from your competition, I know I have a lot of competition. I'm sure you do too. So if you're looking for an easy way to stand out and really differentiate yourself, sharing your story, writing a book, telling your story in platforms such as podcasting and many, many other channels, all of those things are going to help to build your authority and, without a doubt, help you to stand out from everyone else who's doing all of the same things. The other thing is more credibility, being that experts, the authority person, but the expert status. So if you're looking for opportunities, power of authority is going to bring you more opportunities, without a doubt, with opportunities within your business. But if you're looking to do more speaking, or maybe you want to do some consulting, or maybe you do want to start a podcast, all of those things are going to really help give you that positioning, that authority positioning, but the expert status and the credibility, it all comes when you share your story. The other thing is there is multiple revenue opportunities. So with each and every opportunity, such as speaking and consulting, there's just more opportunities to increase your revenue, which at the end of the day, we want to be profitable. The more we have, the more we have to give. And so we want to build our business to be profitable. But what I'm saying is the power of authority is happening because it's as a result of everything that you're doing and putting yourself out there, primarily by sharing your story. And again, it's that backstory. And I'll dive more into this in more detail. I'm moving a little quick, but I want to make sure I get you this entire thing. So what I've done, The Power of Authority is actually the title of my last book. And it's, how do you get more revenue, more respect, and more results, right? And that you deserve as a business owner. But it's all based on this framework, and it's a 7-step framework that I'm going to walk you through in each step in order to help you to really get clarity on, all right, well, maybe I do want to build my authority. I want to build my brand, and I want to build, all of the things we're talking about. How do you do that? And so this 7-step framework is going to do exactly that. The first step in the framework is clarity. Everything, no matter what you want to do with your business, with your personal life, it's all about clarity, right? We know this. And when we have very specifically determined what we want to accomplish in our the goals for the year, for the quarter, et cetera, it's just going to be that more easier to accomplish. But what does this have to do with authority? Well, you can't really build something. You can't become the authority in something if you don't really have clarity on, what is it that you really, really want? And that's the first step, is asking yourself, what do I want for my business? What do I want to see happen or change over the next 12 months, 18 months, 5 years in your business? Also look at it in your personal life. So that clarity is really the first step. And, I don't have time to take you through a whole goal setting program, but clarity really is goals, right? It's setting goals. And there's something I learned from Zig early on about goal setting is, it's a very simple question, or one question that has three parts. And this literally, if you go through this process, this is goal setting at its best. And that is, who do you want to be? What do you want to do? And what do you want to have? The who do you want to be is, how do you want to show up this year? How do you want to show up in your business, at home? You can't really do what needs to be done and have the results that you want until first you become the person that is capable of doing what needs to be done to get those results. So be before you can do, and then do before you can have. And the doing is, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to start grow your business? Do you want to start a new business? What do you want to do is so, so important. And then finally, when you're thinking of your goals and clarity, is what do you really want to have? Do you want to have more freedom, time freedom? Do you want to have more money? Do you want to have more, better relationships? One thing I learned from Zig is the more you have, the more you have to give. So it is okay to want things and have things, but you have to do the work in order to have what you want. But first, you have to be that person. So I'm going to move forward to the next step in this framework, because this is something that I see happen over and over and over again. And the step is to uncover what's holding you back. I do a lot of consulting, and even for people that have that clarity, they know exactly what they want. Maybe they want to write a book, maybe they want to be a speaker or build their business, but yet something holds them back. It could be procrastination. I mean, we're all procrastinators to some degree. But what I see more than anything else, and I call it the number one dream killer, is a lack of belief. It's all that mind chatter. I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of chatter go through my head through the years. And for many, many years before I started my business, I would have that negative chatter of, who do you think you are? You can't do that. Who's going to care about your story? But it's those little things that literally keep you from moving forward, even once you have that clarity. So before you can build a brand, before you can build this authority platform, this has to happen, or anything I teach you after this, it's not going to go anywhere, because it's all about that mindset. Again, I don't have time to dive deep into that, but taking a closer look, what are you saying to yourself? What do you really believe about money, about business, about relationships, and how are maybe your thoughts holding you back from what it is you're ultimately capable of achieving? But moving on. So the third step in the framework is to identify your story. Now, I am big on story. This is my whole platform, is I love to help people to find and share their story, because I know it makes a difference. At the end of the day, your story matters. It matters so much, even if it just matters to one person. But I can promise you that if you start getting out there and sharing your story and sharing more of who you are and why you do what you do, and put it in a book, I can assure you you're going to make a bigger impact. But your story matters. Now, finding the topic of your story, or finding and identifying what it is that you could share with someone personally or professionally, is maybe a little more challenging. But I'll just tell you two words, and this is really the heart of finding your topic or finding your story. And that's looking at your passions and your experiences. Because you are, first of all, your story. And you can't change your story. Your story is a combination of the things that you are passionate about, but it's also a combination of all the things that you've been through in life, right? Your experiences. So when you look at and make a list of both things, all of your passions, all of your purpose, or your experiences, and then try to find an intersection, something that you have on both sides, that's really the magic, because that's just your story. It's also, when you're having coffee with a friend, what just comes so naturally to share? What do you love to inspire people with? That's all part of your story. And then the next step in the framework is you have to document it. It does no one any good for you to have clarity. You know what you want to do. You know you want to help people, but you don't share your story. you have to document it, get it out of your head and onto paper so that you can take it to this next step in the framework, which is to publish your story. Now, I happen to believe that publishing a book is one of the best ways to do that, but it can be published through a blog, through a podcast, but you do have to get it out there to then go to step number 6, which is build your platform. Don't just stop with a book. Don't just stop with a podcast. Get that message out there in so many different ways, and that will build your authority. And why does this matter? It matters because the very last step in this is to inspire others. You can have everything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want, and they want to be inspired to find their greatness and have authority too.